going to get into this match today. We have High Rising represented by the color blue, and the Demacian X Pros, or just simply the Demacian Pros, represented by Team Red here. And it looks like we're going to be moving into just team fighting positions for both teams. There's a lot of pinging going down from High Rising right now. Going to guard that red Urgot. Very common positioning if you take a look at Demacian Pro's spot right now. I've seen this so many times. Players just move in from this river and just hide out in that bush. Very strong positioning, but they are going to go for what looks to be a bit of an invade here. We might see a confrontation. High Rising is really split up here, so Raka is going to catch sight of that Mundo, which is going to give away the position. Down goes the ward from Noctis, and no doubt High Rising is completely aware of the positioning. They have to know that they're in that bush right now, and here goes Nocturne's initiation. Boobies in way over his head, giving up first blood to Ezreal of all people. Which is not a good situation. Perhaps High Rising completely unaware that all 5 players were in fact in that bush, contrary to what I just said, which is a huge detriment to this early match right now. That was not good. Got some input there? Nope, you're just going to breathe heavy like Peter Griffin. Which is totally fine. But, I mean, giving up first blood to bottom lane is actually not as bad as giving it up to one of the other 2 lanes.
At least you're done and over with for first blood. But everyone does have a little bit extra gold on their team now, which is a little bit scary. I mean, you are already kind of getting outpicked by that Galio countering a double mage setup. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. It looks like it is going to be Gragas versus Galio middle. I think this might be a little bit better than Swing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boots versus Boots. All right, cool. Lots of difference right there.
Looks like Demacian Pros a little bit late on their arrival to bottom lane, but probably not going to miss out on any XP at all. Ezreal certainly has the upper hand now after landing first blood. What did he pick up with his extra
7
gold?
potions? What?
7 pots. 7 pots.
What? He put out 3 extra pots. What is he saving up for then?
No doubt he's preparing for the harass from
maybe first. That's how he burst.
No, he'll be going AD for certain. I don't think that Sheen would be a wise choice for an early build. But I think he picked up those extra pots just because he's concerned about the spam from this Urgot after having this infuse down bottom. Taking a look at junglers, it looks like Boobies just cleared his red there. I'm going to move on straight to Raze, a little bit ahead of Mundo, who is just now making his way, perhaps even up top for a early gank on Swain. I don't know how I feel about this. No, he's going to go in for position for golems. A little bit ahead of myself there. I apologize. It looks like very, very casual play so far. Galio a little bit pushy in mid lane, which is to be expected, of course. He will, throughout the course of this match, be taking very little damage from Gragas, at least in the early game, and also he's quite good at harassing himself. Nice dodge for Ezreal there. Not taking nearly as much early game damage from Urgot as I anticipated. I don't know, Pureshield. Looks very, very even so far, apart from that first blood that went out so early.
Farm is definitely in favor of the blue team, therefore they're catching up a little bit on the overall goal difference yielded by that first blood on Nocturne. It looks like Galio's a little bit of mana, getting a little bit of slapping from Gragas right now. Gragas is having none of that.
I don't know if Demacian Pros just saw this Nocturne in position that may have actually been shrouded. If so, extremely powerful move from Boobies. He's going to go in for some harass on Alistar. Not going to deal any critical damage. He does need to be careful he doesn't over-pursue here and take some mystic shots to the face, just like he did right there from Ezreal. A little bit excessive on his pursuit right there, but real strong positioning regardless. Not very often you see junglers come in for a gank from their friendly bush right there.
Mundo clear is a little slow right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Mundo is a little slow. He's taking a lot of damage from jungle as well.
I think he spec the wrong spec. Let me have a look at his spec right now. No, he has a good spec. He has the right spec. Nope. He has the right spec going right there.
All right, let's take a look at our top lane. Vladimir versus Swain. Evading that stun there, probably just poor placement from Count Cthulhu there. But farm, we do see Vladimir with 21 versus Swain's 18, so a little bit ahead there for Demacian Pros. How about Urgot and Ez down bot? Urgot with 22, Ezreal with 26, pretty darn even. And mid lane does look very, very even, contrary to what I anticipated. Gragas with that drunken rampage, just able to sustain. Perhaps his mana will outlast Galio and he'll be able to take this lane. That would be something.
Definitely. Let's have a look at the situation right now, though. Mundo having a little bit MIA right now. Let's see what he has his Ruby Crystal. I actually would recommend going boots first in this situation right now. So the Mundo's a very strong jungler and even a strong laner too. The biggest difference between laning Mundo and perhaps Jungle Mundo is that you're not going to be able to build the big items that you would like to do. If
we
you
do see, hold on real quick,
farm.
Boobies is going in for a very fast CJ on Big Golem, using his smite there. Mundo he's a little bit nervous about this. We are going to see a confrontation between these two junglers, and Boobies is definitely behind, using his spell shield for the next cleaver, and using his fear to escape there. Probably going to make it away all right with support.
Vladimir might get this, though.
Yeah, Swain having to place a defense there, forcing the flash.
3 summoners blown, wasn't that?
Yeah, that was
an exhaust. No, that was an exhaust and a flash. So 2 summoners blown out of that little bit for 1 golem. Not really worth it.
Not a fair trade there. Mundo, however, has not made any gank attempts yet. He seems like he's going pretty slow on his jungle there compared to Nocturne, at least. Nocturne's clear, definitely ahead at this point. Let's take a look at Ezreal, Mr. I buy 7 pots before the minions spawn. He's now down to 5. Probably not taking as much harass damage as he anticipated. Probably would have been smarter for him to pick up a Doran's Blade or something with that extra First Blood gold.
Natty Bro 36 farm, Ezreal 41. I wonder why Natty Bro's farm is a little low right now. Perhaps the zone from Alistair? What's the contributing factor right here? Let me see his setup right now. Pretty standard.
Soraka's just spamming Infuse. She's almost out of range for XP. She's taking it real easy. There's a little bit of harass. Maybe that's why Urgot's a little bit behind on farms, because he's trying to harass as much as possible. Perhaps he didn't pick up on the 7 pots from Ezreal. So maybe he just needs to focus more on his farm. Not really sure what's going on there, but certainly we expect Natty Bro to have more farm than that. But let's take a look at the rest of the charts. Galio with 27 seems very substandard at this point, especially since Gragas is at 48. Just went back to pool for picking up his second Doran's Ring. His ultimates will be hitting very hard, as he did just hit level 6. Got to be very conscientious of how much damage Gragas' ultimate does. It's devastating.
He has his Chalice, so he shouldn't be getting 60 MR. Chalice, factoring how much penetration Gragas would have. My apologies. 2 Doran's Ring, 59. No, I don't think Gragas will be able to burst down Galio at all. I mean, Galio has his Chalice. Look at this! Look at this! This might be invade. No, are they going bot? You should definitely go bot. That was a perfect opportunity to kind of rush bot as fast as possible, just to land that kill on the overzealous Natty Bro Brojo right now. Just pushing right to the tower.
Very defensive. Tower diving Gragas when he has his ultimate up is a really bad idea.
No, never, ever.
So Mundo still has not had a successful gank attempt. I do want to say, though, Nocturne was in perfect position for moving in, but Red Team's placement here at the enemy tri-bush negated that entirely. But High Rising is aware of that ward placement, so they are definitely on top of their game right now. Red Team does not have Vision of Dragon, so it would be wise for Nocturne, after feeding that blue, to perhaps call for a Dragon attempt, or maybe they just need to land a kill first. Gonna maybe feed that red to Urgot, perhaps? There is a ping going down on red for Team High Rising right now. Vlad popping down a ward at his tri-bush, and probably gonna be, river warding as well. Very nice warding from Demacian Pro Pureshield. Take a look at their vision just by hitting the F2 key. You can see they have very good sight of potential ganks, with the exception of bot lane's bush there. A little bit sketchy.
Oh, bot lane's bush. I mean, it's just ward vision has just been a little bit scarce right now. I think there should be more investment into wards from both teams. I mean, for blue, you have 1 ward. For purple, you have 3 wards right now. So, quite frankly, it's a lot more investment into wards would definitely help the game out a lot more. We do have a little bit more extra harassment from Galio going now, because he has Chalice and blue. He just throw those smites and wins all day without much trouble at all. There lands a smite. Greg is in a little bit of a tough spot, man. If Greg is with blue versus Galio with blue, Galio with blue would definitely, kind of win that little situation.
That's a whole lot of mana regen that Galio has. He can farm for days with this setup. As you just saw him shooting his Q and his Tornado in there at once to take out those caster minions in one fell swoop.
Gragas, however, is winning farm, though.
But Galio will close the gap if they don't shut him down in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Mundo still not really showing us any gank attempts here. We might actually see him change that right now at the mid lane, but not very good positioning from him. Gragas is now aware of his positioning. with that ward placement, and he's going to be helping his tower. Nocturne's coming in from behind.
It's gonna be a counter gank.
A little miniature team fight.
It might be a counter gank. It could be a counter gank. Oh no, they just decided to pull off.
Yeah, Nocturne does look to be babysitting top lane a little bit. Not surprising. Overall, very, very slow-moving match so far at the 10-minute mark. We do see Demacian Pros going for a dragon attempt here. That would definitely give them an advantage, given that there's only about 100 gold between these two teams globally. Gragas is aware of this, though, and he is going to be harassing with his ultimate, and there goes a barrel as well. Urgot getting shut down a little bit by Alistair and using his ultimate to swap positions. Wow, there's a lot of damage. Down goes the idol of Durant. Blue team in a world of hurt right now. That was not a wise engagement, especially now with that Galio in his positioning. Natty Bro is going to go down to an Ignite, and Gragas forces his flash to get out of that one. A huge pick-me-up for Demacian Pros.
You want to know something even cooler? Booby's got a dragon.
Booby's did get smite that dragon, and he picked up an amazing kill on Ezreal with almost a double kill on Galio. But Galio flashing out to save. Swain goes in for the kill. Oh no, there's just so much going on here. Vladimir in a real strong position, and down goes Gragas to a flash from Alistair. Galio's going to escape with just a smidgen of life left. Swain might get picked off here if he's not careful, but we see a stun. Wow, that was one hell of an exchange. Although High Rising picking up that kill on Ez as well as that dragon snipe. They actually are not behind at all. Even though we did see 3 other players just go down in that team fight.
After Swain fell right there, they are a little bit behind. But that dragon steal, wow! I was like, he came in and it was like a smooth ride. Nocturne was like, whee! And it just smites the dragon. And oh man, that was good. That was delicious.
Perfect timing, yeah.
That was delicious.
Very strong play from Boobies on that Nocturne jungle, showing us how it's done. I actually didn't even see how he grabbed that kill on Ezreal. Ezreal was just in way too deep and got picked off very quickly. Although Blue Team's positioning was pretty weak going into that. I mean, we saw Urgot flash in and then go for an exchange, but Idol of Duran totally turned the tide of that battle. Such a strong initiation ability from Galio, and underused too, man. We hardly ever see Galio mid lane. Such a strong pick. Look at his farm, Pureshield. Look at how easily he can farm now with that Q. Just a monster amount of damage coming from Galio. What is he building right now? Chalice, and probably going to go into a Catalyst Protector. Merc Treads, man, he's building MR. Meanwhile, we do see Vlad pushing up top lane. Pretty strong there. Let's take a look at farm. Wait a tick. Booby's going to go in for a kill on Vlad. Not going to be able to hit that one. Doesn't want to overcommit. Blood Pool, of course, so good for evading ganks. Swain's farm is at 72 versus Vlad's 82, so they're actually not too far apart on that one, but Vlad does have 3 kills, giving him an insane lead in that front. Kind of a wasted ultimate there on Alistair. Very easy to negate that tower damage with the ultimate, and yeah, he's going to get away very painlessly there. What's going on here with Red Team? We have 3 people timing that blue buff very, very well. A little bit excessive, perhaps, on stealing enemies' blue, but maybe they were anticipating Swain to be in position there. They do have sight of 3 players down bot. A huge pick-me-up, actually, for Demacian Pros with that blue snipe. And a Gragas ultimate to pop Alistair back in position. He does have his ultimate down, and they are going to pick up that kill. Ezreal's ultimate doing extremely negligible damage on all 4 players right there. Very strong quadra gank from High Rising down bottom. That was a very weak ultimate from Ezreal. What's going on with that? I guess it just doesn't... I'm used to seeing AP ultis, or at least hybrid ultis, and this Durant's build, wow, it was just very weak. It does look like Blue Team is going in for the steal on enemy blue. Will they get away with it? Ezreal forced to use the last of his mana to evade that Nocturne attack by blinking over the wall. Actually, that evens out the counter jungling. And the 3-man push from Demacian Pros up top. I don't know if Pureshield, take a look at the disparity of wealth. Not a whole lot of difference between these 2 players. It really just comes down to coordination and ganking at this point, as we are approaching the 15-minute mark. Which team do you think has had stronger players overall?
I think that overall, I'm going to put my money a little bit on High Rising right now. And speaking of High Rising, though, look at the situation down bot right now. Are they going to go for the Alistair, or are they going to go for the... Oh, the Alistair might actually die right there.
There's a suppression on Ezreal from Urgot, and Alistair probably not going to be able to escape this one. Does he have his ultimate up? It's on 10-second cooldown, and down he's going to go. They're going to feed that kill to Natty Brojo on that AD carry, picking up an unofficial double.
Look at that, 109. Wow, 1k difference just from that play from bottom. So these teams very even. I mean, one mistake can make a huge difference right now.
And Mundo throwing his life away on this play, giving that one to Nocturne. Huge pick-me-up for high rising down bottom. The Quadra gank. Man, he was out of position on that one. Mundo just not paying attention. Urgot's going to focus down Galio. He is really the only one on Team High Rising that can deal significant damage to that Galio. They need to be very aware of how powerful Galio's ultimate will be in the coming future team fights. And I don't know what is the solution for shutting down a Galio that is building an MR spec with this much ability power damage on your opponent team and having him just run in there with that Idol of Duran. How do you fix that problem?
How do you want
QSS
fix that
maybe?
I think QSS, cleanse, anything of that sort will definitely save your ass a lot. But I think the best way is just not get caught. I mean, just try your best to position, know when he's gonna flash in and just catch you there. It's just basically also have an interrupt ready for when Galio does his Idol Duran. I mean, have your guys who are doing the CCs, like Gragas' Mega Barrel. Or even this, I'm not sure about Urgot Suppression. I believe Urgot Suppression does trade with Galio in the time and he is suppressed and he does interrupt his ultimate. So have those two kind of like in a good position so you can interrupt it and save your team in the meanwhile. Or even Soraka silence at that point. But what you want to do is, there's only two ways, not get ulted at all or interrupt at all. I mean, if you don't want to just invest, QSS is a good investment in Galio, but the CC is, it's a CC ultimate at the end of the day. It's not like massive damage. It's massive damage enough early game. Late game, it might not one hit KO someone. It will deal a significant amount of damage. So a QSS is great, but if it delays your build, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend against it.
Yeah, that's a great point. We are going to see a confrontation here at the Dragon. High Rising in position to pull this Dragon, but probably going to pull back here, given that 4 players from Demacian Pros are in position. Nice evasion and spell shield from Boobies there. No doubt going to be on cooldown for the next encounter here. What's going on here? These players are just kind of hesitating. They don't want it. Neither of them wants to start the fight. Boobies with some harass. Galio actually probably not wise using his abilities like this. He wants to make sure that those are up for the initiation. We probably are going to see him use his ultimate any moment now, swinging now in position for this fight. This is going to be a full-on team fight at the Dragon right now. This is going to decide who takes the advantage in this match, as it is very close for the time being. We're going to see Gragas ultimates and Idol Duran pretty much change the course of this team fight. Urgot needs to be careful that he doesn't get picked off here. I don't know. Look at this. Look at this. They're just dancing around. They're just... they're both so nervous to start this fight. Neither of them wants to lose this Dragon kill right now, but they're going to have to cross it. They're going to have to initiate at some point. Galio is probably the smartest choice to make this happen. Maybe a flash ultimate. There it goes. Flash ultimate. Idol Duran. All 3 taunted. Gragas ultimate interrupts the Galio. Galio gets focused down, and there's just cleave damage coming all over the place from Demacian Pros. Look at this full-on team fight. Oh my god. Down goes Vlad to a double kill on both sides. Ezreal picking up massive damage, but forced to retreat there. He's going to get focused down.
He's going to get focused down. That dot's
wow. What a play from Natty Brojo. Look at that supreme positioning from Urgot on that play. He didn't even get focused,
Natty
man.
Bro Joe. All right, Marine Micro. The Marine is a really fat Marine this time. He kind of ate a few other Marines, but you know what? Hey, it's still a Marine at the end of the day. Oh my goodness, just
man. I gotta fault Demacian Pros there. Urgot was just free reigning back there, picking up that triple kill.
Gotta get
Galio got evaporated.
113 and 19. I mean, the farm is a little bit low right here on both teams. Makes me feel a little uncomfortable looking at the farm. But they're having pretty action heavy right now, and that might be the case. But look at the goal difference right now, 3K. Probably look by just judging my situation. If High Rising makes another play like that, they're gonna take the match, hands down.
Yeah, man, that was a real nail biter. Man, Demacian Pros has a superior team comp for a fight just like that. Did you see how bunched up they were? Galio flashed in with the Idol Duran. Huge play by Wea, however you pronounce this. Will, I don't know. Gragas player interrupts the Idol Duran. That's the counter we were looking for when we were analyzing how they're going to shut down this Galio. He's their initiator. Gregus has to save his ultimate to interrupt that Idol Duran. That's exactly what happened. And Demacian Bros was just too slow on their follow-up with that one, and they just got bulldozed down. Ezreal, massive play, picking up that double kill. But at this point, Urgot's in a real scary position, Pureshield. He deals a scary amount of damage when he gets fed. Now 5-1-6 with 116 farm. Ezreal is a little bit ahead on farm. Probably the goal between them is very similar, but based on how that last team fight went, I gotta give the advantage to High Rising Team Blue. Galio might take a very strong amount of damage. A wasted Gregus ulti there, miscalculating which direction he was going to run, and they would be very unwise to dive this right now. Idol Duran goes up. Gregus is going to take full tower damage from that, but Soraka in position for that support.
Oh my
High Rising needs to be very careful that Urgot doesn't get picked off right now. The damage is in place, forced to use that flash to escape Ezreal, but he's going to pursue. Ezreal will be able to chase this down unless Urgot can defend himself, and Nocturne goes in for the assassination with that darkness. And he gets off an ultimate just in time. High Rising yet again in a position to take another team fight right now. Alistair forced into his ultimate.
That even a little low right there. Maybe his shield will save him. The perfect grab from Count. Oh my gosh.
And the Gragas lands a kill. The Gragas lands the kill on Galio as he was just about to get away there. Are we going to see a tower dive on Mundo? Will be such a strong choice from Nocturne right now. High Rising dominating, dealing a gargantuan amount of damage to the proper players in this map. Wow, huge shout-outs to Team High Rising, now way ahead.
I mean, we're focusing a lot on Natty Bro and Boobies. I gotta hand it to you, the swing grabs have been pretty stellar. That was a really nice grab. There's no suppression on Vlad. He's gonna blood pool out of that. Probably not the best choice to do that on Vlad. Vlad is gonna flash out. He's probably gonna get away. No, he's not gonna get away. He's gonna go down right there.
Dominated by a culmination of damage between all four players right there.
Team fighting. Look at this. High Rising team fights. Love it.
Look at this 5-man tower dive coming from Team High Rising right now. I mean, we are actually, we often communicate with some of the players from High Rising. Boobies, their captain. He told us they're on an intense training regimen for this tournament because they did well in the last one and they're psyched to be in the second one. And they have been practicing, I mean, he told me like 5 hours a day, man. No doubt it shows they are definitely better players than they were in the last tournament. And man, they are definitely way ahead of their matchmaking value. Their synergy, their team fighting is top-notch. I would not be surprised to see them play this very well. And man, these innovative team comps, the whole shebang, Team High Rising is on top of their game. Now about 7,000 gold ahead, 14-9 on the team kill ratios. We're probably going to see the next team fight encounter at Baron. And Demacian Pros has got to be really careful that they don't lose another team fight because that is pretty much GG. This Urgot, this Nocturne is just going to spiral out of control if they can't stop him. Even Gregus dealing a ton of damage. And you know what, Pureshield? I have to say, I think he won that lane mid against Galio, which is definitely the odds are stacked against him. So your legendary Galio mid lane, the troll MR King, actually not following through there. Looks like High Rising is going to move around with that Oracles on Soraka, a little bit of guarding, and take out the vision of the red team. Let's take a look at their vision. Actually quite poor. They're going to take out this ward at Dragon, and now High Rising has complete control of the river at this point. Demacian Pros is forced into a defensive stance. We're probably going to see them play defensive until another encounter at either a tower or perhaps a counterattack at Bear. Either way, both teams definitely competing well against one another. And this is an exciting match. I'm very happy to see this one.
I'm very happy with this match so far. I mean, 23 minutes already, and our adrenaline has just been pumped over and over and over again. And Baron time is coming up soon. Like, people are going to be trying to do Baron. There's going to be plenty of good team fight. In fact, I have to say, though, in terms of, like, the advantage for Baron fight superiority, it's going to have to go still to, like, the team of the Galio. That bottleneck is really easy for like someone like Galio and AoE comp to secure the full AoE
it's on
damage.
Gregus, man. We saw how quickly he interrupted that idol.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that earlier on, that it's the key to one of the keys to counter Galio is to just be able to be on the ball, interrupt.
Less than a second, man. If his reflexes are top,
you gotta Kanye West that stuff, right?
He's got it in the bag. Yeah. Yo, Galio, I'm gonna let you finish, but here's a big boy barrel for you.
Exactly. Big boy, not a regular boy barrel. We're talking like big boy.
I mean, Gregus is the largest dwarf. I mean, somebody call Guinness World Book of Records. This man has definitely breached his 700-pound mark. He's just a monster, and look at the size of that barrel. definitely going to interrupt this Gargoyle's ultimate. I mean, if he's on top of his game, less than a second with that Idle Duran goes off, I mean, that team fight is pretty much done. Because Red Team is relying on Galio's initiation right now, and all High Rising really has to do is take him out of the picture. And then their team comp will come into play. High Rising a little bit ahead of themselves on this Dragon Timer. They are waiting for it to spawn. They've been here for about 10 seconds now. That's bad calculation, but there we go. Just coming up now. They're in a strong position. Soraka placing down those wards, getting ready for the counterattack, but no. There's absolutely no possibility of Demacian Pros countering that. They know. They don't even have vision. Taking a look at Demacian Pro's vision right now. They're in the dark, ladies and gentlemen. They are, like I said, forced into a defensive position, and they know that. They're waiting. They're waiting for the opportunity to counterattack in a 5v5, and that's really all they can do. But they do have to get some kind of vision at Baron, so they know the proper time to counterattack, and High Rising could take that at any moment. It does look like they're going to go back to buy, and then probably move in position for that Baron, for the Baron kill.
Let's see. Mundo has 700 gold right now. He should invest into a Oracles if he can get out alive. He has enough, and does he have enough HP right now? Probably not, actually. So it might be dangerous for him to pick up Oracle. That's like kind of like giving 400 gold for free. Let's have a look.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. The Demacian Pros does need to do something about their vision right now because they're in the dark. And at this point in the match, the 26-minute mark, that's a huge disadvantage. You pretty much have to rely on your instincts. And timing is everything. They have to be able to counterattack this Baron right now. They did place down that ward, so they are aware of High Rising's positioning, and they're now going to move into position for a counterattack. High Rising is no doubt aware of that, given that Soraka did just take out their only ward, and they're probably going to push them back. I don't know. What would you do in this position, Pureshield? If you were High Rising, would you pursue for a team fight, or would you force the fight?
You would force the fight at Baron right now, and that's exactly what they're going to do. You have such a good advantage right now, positioning-wise. You just need to get in position. Natty Bro needs to be free. And Natty Bro,
not a good position right now. He could easily get flashed on right now. Here comes the team fight. Oh, Mundo forced into a defensive position. There's the Gregus ultimate to interrupt. Oh, and the Idle Duran goes down afterward. Oh, no. Gregus is going to pick up a double kill based on Cleave. Oh, my goodness. Look at the HP pools of all these players. Nocturne in position for massive damage and High Rising.
High Rising is going to take the Baron and possibly the game after that. 19-9, almost 10k in difference.
It was all over the place, man. That Gregus ultimate dispersed the entirety of Demacian Pros right there. And the Idle Duran went down, but it was just too late. It was too late.
I mean, a displacement comp versus an AoE comp. Ugh. It's really... I don't know. I think it's just... I think he tried to wait that time for the ultimate, right? He was waiting for Gregus Barrel, but that wait actually got him depositioned. Like,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that wait killed them there. Like
it was oh man, it was a battle of the counterattacks. I mean, Galio was waiting for Gregus to use his ulti so that his ultimate wouldn't be negated. That's precisely what he did, but the Idle Duran was just too late. Urgot and Swain wreaked havoc, as well as the Nocturne, man. I'd be interested to see the damage output of these champs, but Boobies was in spectacular position there. I didn't even see who got that double kill, but either way, High Rising legions ahead in terms of how much more fed they are at this point. And now we're really just waiting to see them push a lane and an inhib. I'm not really sure. I don't think anyone is going to surrender in our tournament, simply because anything can happen. There is prize pool on the line, but at this point, it's going to take a miracle for the Demacian Pros to get out of this one, especially given how solid High Rising's team fighting has been, the lack of vision from Red Team right now. Everything is going right for High Rising.
Absolutely.
This Swain Urgot combo mid lane is a force to be reckoned with. That stun harass combo from Natty Bro. In fact, Natty Bro's harass is no longer harass. It is straight up killing power. And that's not something you want to mess with right now. We're probably going to see High Rising maybe even go for a 5-man dive here. They do want to push down some towers and an inhib. Maybe they're just going to go straight for the money on this one. Taking down mid lane and just going straight down the middle. But maybe just trying to bait Red Team into an initiation here. It is all on Galio right now. This is very dangerous actually for High Rising if Gregus' ultimate doesn't interrupt the Idle Duran. Does Galio have it off cooldown? Let's take a look. I can't select him. Idle Duran just came off cooldown here. He's probably going to initiate. There goes the Gregus ultimate. No doubt Galio has got to do something about this. His team is getting invaded right now, and they're powerless to stop. Pulling back to the inner towers, and look at High Rising just manhandling this inhibitor.
It might be GG right here.
Galio hesitating there, probably wants to save it for one last defense at the Nexus.
Actually,
but I think High Rising is just going to push bot.
I think they're gonna go for the 3-inhib push rather than the straight push. The
Yeah,
reason is
safe.
Galio near 2 towers, way too scary. They're not gonna risk it. This is a tourney game. They're not gonna risk their entire victory just based on that, you know, early victory that they want to push for. So they're gonna try and systematically push down every single tower, push every lane, take every buff, ward everything, get as much vision as possible, and just shut down and just really starve red team to death right now.
Absolutely. That is the slow, meticulous push method that the pro players do make, because losing is always a possibility, especially if you're not going to get those super minions on your side and you want to go for a Nexus dive against somebody like Galio. Just not a smart choice, so no fault on the part of High Rising for going back here and taking some extra towers.
Being very thorough, just being overall thorough. I do like to see more jungle clears and more jungle stealing though. They have such an advantage. They're just not pressing into the maximum potential. They're pressing into a very good potential right now, but it could be just a little bit better. You're always trying to optimize in MOBA, and that's what they really need to do right now, is just optimize as much as possible, just to make it as smooth as possible. I mean, right now, look at red team, you know, sharing some wraiths, sharing the one red mob that is left. I mean, it's just starving, you know, starving African children right here.
Take a look at red team's vision. Hit F2. I mean, they're wardless except for their blue, and that just got plopped down, I do believe. Soraka has had this Oracle's, I think all game, Matt. Has she died? She's died twice.
Well, twice, but that Oracle's has pretty good longevity.
Noctis doing such a phenomenal job of completely disabling red team's vision. They're so blind right now. They have no idea when High Rising is going to go for the next Baron kill. They're forced into a defensive position. High Rising needs to get their act together and push top or bot inhib. But at this point, they are dragging it on a little bit here. They need to group up, taking it a little bit too slow. I mean, there's really no possibility of Demacian Pros coming back into this on an equal playing ground without the loss of another team fight. But still taking more time than necessary, grabbing every single one of these jungle buffs. They're just taking it easy, man. Gragas and Swain probably going to take down those top 2 towers after a little bit more farm. Overall, a very slow push at the 32-minute mark. But you can't really blame them, can you? I mean, nobody wants to lose the tournament.
No, nobody wants to lose. I mean, right now it's a round robin right now. It's not, you know, not that big of a deal. But if you lose one, you can still come back in the next 2. But if you're not, you know, 3-0, if you can't get, you want to guarantee like the highest performance possible. Be good in every single one, just so you can make it the best 2 out of 3 as well. And that's what they're doing, right? I mean, top 2 teams are going to be taking the next spots, and the other 2 teams each group will be not taking those spots. So essentially, Group B is what we consider our powerhouse group, a group that has a lot of high elo, and they'll be given a bye actually once their groups are cleared. So the other 2 groups are what we consider like the community groups, and the community groups are going to be playing thorough. There's going to be no buys going around, and it's going to be a lot of fun right now, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Hopefully we do get the bracket sorted out, as we have had to disqualify a couple teams. However, we are going to see High Rising push that top lane tower, probably take that inhib as well. Do note, Natty Bro Joe on Urgot has picked up a GA. Very strong choice combined with that Frozen Heart at this point in the match. He's actually building quite tanky for an AD, but Urgot is just one of those champions where he's just a major pain in the ass to deal with in a team fight. So, man, they're going to go back, probably going to wait for this Baron spawn. Yet again, High Rising taking their sweet time like a cat playing with a mouse right now in this first match.
And we all know that cats love to play with a mouse. And quite frankly, this is exactly, you know, I can't say it better myself. You know, cat playing with a mouse is exactly how we're going to say it. Although they don't want to delay it too much, I think a good push at 38. Systematically clearing all the towers, split pushing, you know, get all the minion lines. I mean, the minion lines are pushed up pretty nicely. It does come a retreat point on Dauntre Willis, and Dauntre Willis does have to go, you know, go back right there. Just got a tower. They think that they're in the jungle just because of the fact they have no vision. Look at no vision.
Absolutely no vision.
No vision.
Soraka.
They're playing blind. They're hiding in the hole.
Soraka on Noctis. Look at, he's been roaming around placing wards with oracles non-stop. Look at all these wards. I mean, this dude has.
He might as well have spectator mode on and pretty much like have like full vision of the entire map. Like, you know, have F3 going.
Yeah. If you are a support player, take some notes, ladies and gentlemen. This late game vision control from Noctis, almost single-handedly dominating the vision of Red Team, completely taking them out of the game in that front, and that is a huge part of what's kept High Rising in the lead uncontested this entire time. So we do see a lot of pings going down for red team. Demacian Pros, they're pinging Nexus defense, retreat, be careful. They're just base camping right now. They're going to give this Baron kill. I mean, they have to know that this
they're going to turtle, 50-minute turtle, 60-minute turtle, 70-minute turtle. That's the only way they can come back. And, I mean, in High Rising's perspective, you just got to finish this now, right now. I think there's enough need. They're pretty much maxed out. Nocturne's going to finish his Amas very soon. My situation actually, actually no, not as soon as I thought. He's gonna take a little bit longer on the Atmas, but look at the item distribution. You're gonna melt this team. Just go in and end it already. Just
absolutely
it's
right.
over.
I mean, even if High Rising lost this upcoming team fight, they would still be legions ahead. Now 14,000 gold between them. However, they do want to have a nice clean sweep here. I don't blame them. They're going to take down this bottom lane inhibitor, but we're going to see an engagement from Demacian Pros right now. Oh my gosh, Galio way out of position. They could have easily snagged a kill right there. Oh man. But we are going to see Galio now in complete control here in a defensive position. No doubt waiting for that flash ultimate combo. Gregus on standby, ready to interrupt that as soon as it goes down.
It is a displacement comp though, so those who are too close are going to be displaced into the fray and pretty much instantly like gibbed at this point. So very careful play from the AoE team right there. But they're being a little too careful. If they want to, if that tower goes down, they're forced to retreat. Galio is in the position of power right now. Is he going to activate his ult as soon as the people come back in? No,
Demacian Pros
they're
is
going to
just
retreat.
out of position.
They're losing the second inhibitor.
At this point, having Vlad and Ezreal so far back, I mean, they're just going to miss out on the team fight. It's going to be over in the blink of an eye. We have so much damage from There's that off Durant and the interrupt from Gregus, and that is exactly how you take care of this red team comp right now. High Rising is just going to be butchering the rest of this team. Look at him in complete descent. Alistair retreating with his ultimate. Mundo retreating with his ultimate. Nocturne dominating.
Don't go in the pool.
Oh, they're going to 5-man dive the pool almost. Urgot swapping out with his ulti, but canceling that one as necessary. That's got to be GG. Wow, what a strong play from Gregus, completely taking Galio out of the game. They actually assassinated Galio of all champions, which is just kind of rubbing it in there. But yeah, now with no towers, Nocturne actually needs to be real careful he doesn't get taken down here. It doesn't really matter at this point, though. Urgot is going to focus down Vlad. Ezreal actually could ultimate the hell out of High Rising, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to take down this Nexus with just, yeah, all that auto attack damage. GG, extremely well played by High Rising and also to Demacian X Pros. It was a tough team comp to go up against for High Rising, and they negated it so well. Huge props to both of you guys.